It is time for Tina Traster, editor of the Rockland County Business Journal. That's RC Biz Journal, and the program is sponsored by the Ugell Law Firm, from whom we'll hear right now, and then we'll talk to Tina.
Hello, I'm Scott Ugell of the Ugell Law Firm. I don't have to tell you how our world has dramatically changed. Today, many people are suffering financially and often do not know where to turn for help, as they have many questions. I have been practicing consumer law for over 35 years and have handled thousands of cases where we help people save their home through loan modifications and/or forbearance agreements by going to state Supreme Court, bankruptcy court, or without having to go to court at all. Please give me a call, as every situation is different, and let me tell you how I might be able to help you or someone you love. I'm Scott Ugell of the Ugell Law Firm.
And good morning, Tina Traster.
Good morning, Rockland County, and I hope everybody had a grand holiday.
Yeah, I did. I think it's just the weather cooperated, and hopefully everybody was able to take full advantage of it.
Indeed. So, today, let's talk about marijuana. Let's talk about recreational marijuana is now legal in the state of New York. And what are the implications for the business community? So let's break this down just a little bit and put some facts up there to start with, okay? What we're talking about with legal marijuana is retail dispensaries, so stores, and smoking lounges or consumption places. So we're talking about essentially two kind of new business opportunities for the state. Now, just to get some things out of the way, because there's probably a lot of misinformation, it is only legal for adults over 21 who can only have up to 3 ounces or 24 grams of cannabis, like edibles or vaping oils. At home, you can have up to 5 pounds, and it does need to be kept away from, I was going to say children under 21, although we really don't think of, well, for people under 21. It is illegal to drive under the influence, and there are similar penalties to drunk driving. So let's set that aside for a second. For the business community, what we're potentially looking at are 30,000 to 60,000 new jobs for the state, and $350 million annually in tax revenues. The taxes would be broken up between the cost of the programming, 40% to education, 40% to community grants, and 20% to drug treatment. The tax itself on the substance is 13%. So for every dollar purchased, it would cost $1.13. And that 13% sales tax would be divided 9% for the state and 4% for the locality. Now, New York becomes the I can't remember. I think 15th. I think it's the 15th state to make this legal. And I think this is an interesting little piece of information. Out in Colorado, which was really out in front on this, in Denver alone, okay, there are 172 retail dispensaries or consumption lounges or licenses. 172. That compares with 150 Starbucks. So while there are those who, have concerns or who outright oppose this, the truth is that for the business community, something that, we talk about here every Monday, there is opportunity. There's opportunity for a new kind of business. Just as,
Lots of opportunity for the healthcare community, too.
Oh, yeah. And
as a result.
Yes, and look at vaping. I mean, a few years ago, you wouldn't have seen a retail store. Now there's one on every main street in every town and village.
I'm sure convenience stores like 7-Eleven are just chomping at the bit for this to take effect too.
We constantly talk about new kinds of business, new revenue,
Yep.
New ways to do business, and this presents that opportunity.
Yeah.
I think that it's interesting, and again, people. I just want to get into weeds here because I think that this is the sort of thing where you see a lot of misinformation thrown around, and it's frustrating. Here are the facts. There's going to be an opt-out provision for cities, villages, and towns. However, that opt-out would require a permissive referendum from the voters. So I think that's good because I think that this is not the sort of thing that, town boards of 5 people should decide. I think this is the sort of thing that people should decide. And also, the opt-out is only for retail dispensaries and the licenses for lounges and not making it illegal to be able to, smoke in one's home. There is another interesting provision, and this I think this makes sense too, I suppose. But if a building has a smoke-free policy, like a hotel, I guess, or a public building, then this falls under that umbrella where there'd be no smoking. What I'm not 100% sure of, because it seems to be lumped in, and I don't know how this would effectively work, but it also seems to be that landlords can impose a no smoking policy, but I don't know how that would work say inside of a condo or an apartment building, in terms of what somebody would do in their own apartment.
What about walking around in public? I mean, people can walk around and smoke in public. Can they walk around and smoke pot in public?
I guess if they have under the limit, I guess that they can, so long as they're not operating operating heavy equipment or riding in a vehicle. So I guess we will smell the smell of marijuana.
Oh, I'm not going to be. I'm telling you,
That's not right.
Yeah, if I'm gonna look, cigarette smoke is oppressive enough, and I feel look, it's been a legal product for a long time, and I feel for smokers who feel like they've been oppressed and can't smoke anywhere. I get that. I don't like the smell of smoke in the air, but I've kind of come adjusted to where it's not all everywhere all the time, but the smell of pot is very, very different. And if I'm going to have to walk around downtown Nyack or downtown Suffern or anywhere on a walking trail and have that in the air, forget it.
Yeah. No, I'm not actually sure about that, and I can see your point of view. I mean, nobody wants to inhale anybody else's smoke.
Yeah.
Especially if you're exercising.
I think this leads to the crux of the problem. There's too many unsures about this. I mean, I don't know if it's been plunged into headlong and nobody even thought about it, or if all these things are under scrutiny, under advisement right now, because it's going to take a year before this is really implemented.
Well, in Massachusetts, it took 2 years. They voted for this in 2016, and they didn't roll out their dispensaries until 2018. So I agree that we're not going to see this next week. On the other hand, if you're an entrepreneur and you're looking for new opportunity, or if you're a landlord and you've got empty spaces in your shopping center or on Main Street, and you want to market to a new product that's coming out on the market, this is how I see it, at least for the business community. Now, we know our county executive seems to be fairly against this. He has, been out there saying that he still feels that this is a threat to the criminality system.
The sheriff's against it too. County executive was a former cop, and I side with them completely. I'm sorry.
All right. Well, this is what it is. It is legal in New York. It will represent business opportunities. Entrepreneurs are paying attention to this, I guess we have to move forward. We're the 15th state to pass this law, so you got to move forward. Right?
Another reason for me to be hermetically sealed inside my house. That's all.
Yeah, just live like you do in the pandemic forever.
I didn't mind the pandemic, but that's for another time, I guess.
Yeah,
Pandemic was all right.
All right. Well, that's the news on the marijuana front.
So what have you got? And do you have like a lot of stuff?
Let me tell you. We actually even though last week was a slow week, it wasn't slow for us. We reported that Suez is coming back to Clarkstown. again for what appears to largely be the same plan. It's not clear yet. It will become clearer this week as to whether they're moving the building that had caused all of the controversy. They still want to build an 11,000 square foot building on that former Telecom site where they've moved their new headquarters. But they do say that it will be in a slightly different place, and it's not clear just yet where that building would be relocated. So that's going to roll out this week. And we put up a story this morning, which is kind of interesting. If you're following the Pearl River Chamber of Commerce fight that's going on, there's now a lawsuit amongst the former officers, which is a little bit ugly. But if you go on rcbizjournal.com, you can read up on that. There's some controversy between the former treasurer and a slate of board of directors who have since all left the chamber. So sort of internecine fighting going on there. It was a busy week for a slow week.
And you can find out all about it as the articles forever change or additions are constantly made because it's on the internet. RCBiz, journal.com. Did I get it right for a change?
You got it right. And don't forget to sign up for a free daily news blast.
You got it. Tina, talk to you next Monday.
All right.
Take
Bye.
care.